Welcome back to the TV5 Morning News on this Monday, joined by probably the person who's worked the hardest this morning, Tracy Marson, coming in here. And we're talking about some outdoor stuff for gardening and decoration, and these are also kind of functional, too, for bird baths and bird feeders, right?
Yes. One thing I learned, though, is that they're very hard to transport in the car if you've made them less than 24 hours ago.
And hard to set up in places that you don't have dirt to stick them into.
Yes,
like
I
our studio.
had a heck of a time trying to display these, but they display really nice in your garden.
Right.
And it's a way to, if you have an incomplete set of dishes, or if you have even
if you've broken some dishes
on your way getting here,
right?
If you have little chips or something like that, this is a great way to utilize those pieces of china that you don't want to throw away.
Okay.
And the birds will appreciate it.
Okay.
So the first thing you do is you can just use a regular dowel. I have a bunch of these spindles from like an old staircase.
Table legs.
Exactly.
Things
Things like that. Another way to recycle those things.
Chair legs.
Yes. Perfect. I like that idea. I actually have some chair legs I might use.
Yeah, there's always like a three-legged chair around.
And you might want some different heights, too. You don't have to just use teacups. You could use just a great big old coffee cup or a bowl because birds like bird baths and they like bird feeders. I think the little teacups and saucers are more like a bird feeder.
Well, you can get both. They can take a bath, have a little snack on the outside.
That's right.
Look at that.
We're so thoughtful.
It's like a day spa for the birds.
So the first thing you do is flip over the bottom dish and measure approximately how big that rim is.
Okay.
Because then you'll want to cut a disc, or come see me and I'll help you cut a disc.
Okay.
And so you want to make sure that the disc is going to fit in that rim there to give some support.
Okay.
And then I put a little starter hole in that so I don't split my wood, and put a little starter hole in the end of the spindle so I don't split that.
Okay.
And then attach that wooden piece, and you can paint it prior to if you want it to match the teacup.
Okay. Yeah.
And you'll attach that to the spindle right in the center. And then you're going to use this wonderful 24-hour glue that I've used before, E6000. It's the best glue. It's not going to yellow later. It's not going to come apart. As long as you give it 24 hours to dry.
As long as you let it set up for a little bit.
And I made these about 10 o'clock last night, so they didn't quite have 24 hours.
You didn't have 12.
No, and I'm trying to drive down the road and juggle 3 cups and saucers. I'm not getting in an accident. And I didn't yet.
Good. So far.
So then after this is attached, and you have, and we'll just pretend this is the one because it doesn't have a screw sticking up, then you're going to E6000, a big blob of E6000 glue in it. And if you have to transport these, then what I should have done was attach a little hot glue to this as well.
Okay.
And then you're going to plant that. If you have lots of time, you can then set that whole thing on your table like this to set up and dry overnight. Okay?
Yep.
And then the next step, of course, pretending this is on that spindle, is to squirt the E6000 glue on the plate and attach your cup. And it's as easy as that. If you can embellish it then with a little bit of homespun or some ribbon or a little raffia like I did on one of my teacups, and give the birds something pretty to take a bath in and eat out of.
And also it's going to decorate your flower beds or your gardens or whatever
Exactly.
you have.
Yep. And use up those dishes that you don't know what to do with because you're not actually using and the broken table legs, that's right.
Anything coming up at the theater?
Friday night we have the focus group, which is it's adult comedy, improv comedy. And Saturday night we have Velma, a group that's fundraising and wide variety of music.
39 Center Street in Brewer. Thank you very much, Tracy.
Thanks for helping.
We'll see if we can get this on our website as well. So
Thanks,
we can
Wayne.
Kind of help people out to make these.
Try to stay dry.
All right. We'll go back and we'll check on the weather forecast with Todd Simcox right after this.